Okay, YouTube. Today I wanted to give you guys an in-depth look at how I PVC pipe my Intex 32 by 16 inch pool. But before we get into that, I just want to give a quick shout out to ritualsclothingequipment.com. You can see this cool graphic t-shirt that I'm wearing. I really like the quality of their products. It's comfortable, you know, long lasting, solid prints. I'm gonna leave the link to their website in the description below so you guys can check them out and you know, pick out something you like. But without further delay, let's take a look at what we came here for. Okay guys, so pretty much what I did is I went to Home Depot and I got all the pieces that you see here. If you guys have an Intex pool, you're familiar with the pieces that actually come with it. For example, this hose right here. So the main reason why I decided to hard pipe the whole system was, first, I did this side over here. I bought a chemical feeder, as you can see right here, and to install it, it just made more sense to have some hard piping because of the way it's set up. So I started with this side first, and I noticed like how much more powerful the flow of water is going into the pool just because of the hard piping. It was definitely a challenge to like get the exact pieces that fit the Intex pump, because this is like a original Intex pump with the motor and everything. But I did find the pieces that fit it, and then I just kind of used my imagination for the rest of it. As you can see, there's a series of elbows and long pipes and threaded pieces. In addition to that, I also got this this valve that stops like the backflow of chlorine into the sand filter, because you don't really want chlorine flowing back into it, because that chlorine eats away at pretty much any kind of material. But we'll see how long this PVC piping lasts. The chemical feeder, by the way, is by Hayward. Oh, there we go. Autofocus. Sorry, guys. Okay. Alright. So that's where we started with that one side. And then I decided, like I said, the flow of water was so powerful, I decided to do the whole thing. So for me, the biggest challenge was this right here. If you have the Intex again, you know how the original setup was. Had these like tubes, or you know, similar to this, but much skinnier, and they're dangling. So the flow of water wasn't that great. So my biggest challenge was to replicate this connection right here. So I was able to do it. So you can see this is a clear piece of it's like a rubberized pipe, mainly used for maybe your drainage system in your kitchen and stuff like that. Found that at Home Depot. I kept the original fasteners that was on there. Worked perfect for that. Popped that on there, and I was able to find this other piece as well at Home Depot that it was in the same aisle as the rubberized PVC here, the clear one, and it fits perfectly into it. I just use the original fasteners just to keep it on there, and it works great. There's no leaking, nothing. And then after that, found other pieces of PVC that fit perfectly into this. And I used some PVC cement. That's the blue stuff you see on here. Connected all the pieces together, and we just have a beautiful finish, like a beautiful flow of water down into the pump. There's a shutoff valve right here that is connected to these two. So say you wanted to shut off these two valves but keep the skimmer working, you know, based on my setup, you can absolutely do that. As you can see, this thing is full. See little bubbles there, so like the flow is strong. There's no leaks, nothing. Okay. Also, you come over here to the skimmer. I'm gonna get to that piece of wood in a second. As you can see there, so a little bit of engineering I had to do, but we'll talk about that in a bit. As you can see here, there's another shutoff valve. So we got one for the two original Intex connections. Got one there, and then we also got one that's directly leading to the skimmer. So you know, that's just something you can consider if you decide to hard pipe your pool. Now back to my piece of engineering here. So what I had to do, let's get a close up of that. So what I had to do is simply create some engineering to help my skimmer here get enough water into it. So because my pool isn't exactly level, might be able to see from this angle, there's like a slant going that way. It's much higher on this, going this way. It's higher on this side, going that way. It's getting lower. The skimmer didn't exactly stay down. It was like pushing out away from the water level. Therefore, there was enough water going into it to fully supply the, you know, the vacuum that this pump creates. So what I had to do was basically nail this into the frame going around the pool, as you can see here, and this pushes it in so enough water can flow into the skimmer. Alright, so you should guys to actually make sure your pool is leveled, but if not, it's not the end of the world. Just be prepared to like do some improvisations whenever these situations arise. But I was able to get that taken care of. As you can see, a nice flow of water going into there, keeping this vacuum nice and strong. Alright. So, yeah. Hard pipe with my Intex pool. Just one side note, I did keep the original valve that came with it for this this side, the return tube. Just seemed a lot more complicated to replace than the other valve that was coming from the pool. Yeah, like I said, originally there were a few leaks, you know, but after time and the PVC cement dried, we have no issues, and everything is flowing great. So yeah, that was just a quick in-depth description of how I PCV pipe my Intex pool. I hope you guys found it helpful. You really just got to use your imagination and, you know, get the pieces that fit and, you know, kind of customize it yourself, which was the fun part for me. Most importantly, there's no leaks. Everything is working great other than me not leveling my pool from the get-go. but just a little improvisation, and again, everything is working pretty good. If I run into any issues or anything like that, I will update you guys, or try to share my experiences as far as this process goes in the future. If you have any questions or anything like that, I try my best to answer and help you guys out. So but yeah, that's it. Thanks a lot.